Hi everyone, welcome to All Kind of Cool Car Stuff. So this is my Supra, as you've probably seen in previous videos. Got a bit of a problem with it at the moment. It's got a massive water leak somewhere around the back of the water pump. So this video I'm going to be pulling the airbox out, pulling the distributor out, and we'll put some water in the radiator and we'll see if we can find where this leak is coming from. So wish me luck. So to pull these Supra airboxes out, it's just a whole lot of 10mm bolts really. First, this induction cover. Then the 10mm that hold the actual airbox. There's also a sensor of some sort. Don't quite remember what that one is. Might be a temperature one. Someone will correct me in the comments. We'll just shift you up a bit there. You can see what I'm doing a bit better. And pop that out of the way. Hose. Hose is not playing the game. There we go. That one there. And we've got this here. Trying not to break anything. Everything's worth a fortune on these cars now. There we go. And what have I missed? Oh yeah, that's probably just stuck on the induction down the bottom there. Yep, and we've got this one here. And that's loose. None of that's been off there for a very long time, I think. Certainly not since I've had the car. There we go. And we'll get ready to remove the distributor. But what we're going to do first is remove the distributor cap. I'll make note of where the rotor button is facing, because these have a gear that sort of twists in onto the camshaft, and a bit of a pain to line up again if you haven't taken note, because I haven't put the car haven't put the engine on top dead center, just because it's a pain to get to. I don't want to have to remove the fan and all of that. So if I just note where it's all come from, as long as I don't move the engine around, I should be able to put it all back together the same way I pulled it apart, and the timing shouldn't have moved at all. So that's the plan, and this is all, as I said earlier, just to get to wherever this leak is coming from. So to get the distributor cap off, there's three 8mm or Phillips heads, but usually they're too tight for the Phillips head, so I just go straight to the 8mm. And from memory, the screws for the distributor should stay in the distributor. I think they're kind of stuck in there, which is good, so you don't have to worry about dropping them, I think. Nope, wrong. Okay, I thought this was the type that are sort of screwed into the plastic and they stay in there, but maybe not. Or unless I've just undone it too far. I would have sworn that this was not the case. No, wrong again. Won't be the first. Yeah, won't be the last time. All right. Beautiful. So that can just live up there. There's no issue there. And I'll get you in a bit closer and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So here we are with the distributor cap off. So it's all looking really good in there. Don't have any oil leaks coming out of it, which is great because it's a pretty common thing on these that they leak oil around here. They leak through the shaft. So yeah, this is the rotor button here. So we're just gonna mark where this is, or even just sort of take note. So it's just sort of a hair after the bolt there. I should probably be more scientific and actually mark it. So I'll get some tape and yeah, make it a bit more official. So I've put some tape on there. It's some nice pink glitter tape. It's what I could find at short notice. So basically I've just lined that up with the center of the rotor button. When I pull the distributor out, the rotor button is going to twist because of the helical sort of gear that it is driven by. So yeah, as long as I put that back together the way it was, we should be right. So I'll get some tools and yeah, it's one bolt there, and I think there is one at the bottom here somewhere. No, not that one. Maybe it is just one. I'll let you know. So this is the 12mm that undoes the stud that holds the distributor. Well, the nut that's on the stud that holds the distributor. Yep, so it's just the one on these. And if you notice, this should rotate around as I pull the distributor out. Yeah. So I know that it has to be basically facing the back of the car when I reinstall it, and we should be able to get that lined up. See, that's why it spins there, because as you're going in, these teeth want to turn around. So nice and dry under there, that's good. Excellent. Alright, next I might have to remove this heat shield. Yeah, I can see a bit of staining down there. Oh, I'm hoping this hasn't done a Welsh plug. I do not want to be doing that. Stay tuned. So we're going to remove this heat shield. I'm really hoping that none of these bolts snap off, being something that's in the exhaust and it's lived there forever. Quite susceptible to snapping off when you try to undo them, especially on a car that's yeah, well, this is 30 years old. This is 1993, so we're in 2023 now, so yeah, 30 years old. It's getting on a bit. So far so good, although that's starting to tighten up a bit. We'll come back to that one. Yeah, nice and loose. I was really hoping that this water leak was going to be something like a bypass, a water pump bypass gasket or something like that, like this this hose here, or pipe there. But the position or the location of the staining has got me worried. I'll show you that once we got this off. It looks a bit far back and sort of not related to the water pump area. So this all happened. I was actually on my way to pick up some vinyl dye for the Sora that I'm doing. It's in some of the other videos for the interior. And I parked this in the car park of the paint place. And someone came rushing in and said, the black Supra out there is on fire. And I thought, oh no. And sure enough, when I went out there, there was steam just pouring out from under the bonnet. And I had to assure everyone that no, the car wasn't on fire. It's just steam because a hose is blown. So it was a little bit embarrassing. But at least the fire brigade weren't called or anything like that. And then, yeah, basically I nursed the car back into the garage here at home, and I've left it. And this was probably a couple of months ago now. I just haven't had time to even look at it. Here we go. And you can see all the brown staining from the water that's gone everywhere. Can't see much. Okay, might be this water pump bypass pipe. That stainless pipe that sits there, maybe the gasket on that is gone. I'll do a bit of a look and I'll bring you back in and show you exactly where it's leaking. Alright, so I've put some water in it and we can see we've got a leak happening there. And where is it coming from? It's sort of looking like the thermostat housing from what I can see. What I'll probably do is have a look at this video, play it back, and I'll see what you see. Okay, I've got a bit more light on the situation now. I suspect that it's actually coming from further up. Yeah, okay. It's wet on the top in there. So maybe the water pump has actually failed. Ah, it has. Ah, come on, focus. So that Welsh plug, all the way at the back there, try and get this to focus. Yeah, it's not going to. But yeah, so the Welsh plug that's all blurry up there, that seems to be where this failure has occurred. So yeah, it looks like I need to put a water pump on it, but I'm reluctant to spend any money on this engine because in the upcoming videos I'll actually be doing the GTE conversion on this. So, but I do need to drive the car around, and I do need to get it to the workshop where I'm going to be doing the conversion. So I guess it probably makes sense to do the water pump, but what a pain. What a very poor time for that water pump to have failed. You know, a few weeks or months before I actually planned to pull the motor out altogether. But there we go. That's car life. So another thought has occurred to me. I wonder if it's just that steel Welsh plug in the water pump that's failed. So in there, this part of the manifold I can remove separately. It's just a few bolts. And I wonder if I can actually replace just that Welsh plug that's in the back of the pump. I mean, yes, the correct thing to do would just be to replace the whole housing, just put a new genuine one in, but that involves pulling the timing belt all apart. It's, you know, getting the harmonic balancer off. They're usually 1,000,000 foot-pound to get the nut off. So I'm going to have a go at just taking this forward manifold off. Hopefully not going to break any of these bolts. I'm going to spray some WD on them first. We'll undo the oxygen sensor, and hopefully I can just undo these two, those ones, and it will all sort of shimmy out of there. So wish me luck. So first things first, we'll spray some WD on these. They look pretty nasty. I'll try and get some onto there. And we'll grab my favourite 14mm. So far, so good. Only thing I think might hinder me on this idea of mine is that I've got studs facing every which way. So I'm just not sure that this is gonna come out the way I want it. If it doesn't, I may have to undo these ones as well, drop these pipes down so that I can move this out the way. But time will tell. I'll just leave them loose for the moment. And I need to get these ones. Oh, that's tight. I'm worried I'm gonna kill my hand on that when it lets go. So I'm not too keen to put everything I've got into that. There we go. Oh, don't know whether that was letting go. Oh, the ratchet. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, that's never been off. Wowee. Nice. Now this one's a bit tricky because this exhaust is in the way. Might have to do that with a spanner. Maybe an extension. The castings on this cast iron are extremely sharp, all these edges. So you got to be super careful when you're working around this sort of stuff. It'll slice you up. Okay, that's not going to work. Alright, I'll have to think about that one a bit and I'll come back to you. Alright, after much anguish, finally got this one loose. That was incredibly difficult. I ended up having to put basically an extension like that on it to get enough leverage. It worked, just. But I was just about to call it a night. It's a very awkward area to work in, that particular bolt, or nut rather. Okay, that's not going to work. Alright, I'll try and do it with a 3/8 drive instead of the 1/2 inch drive. Yep, that's more like it. Finger tight. Beautiful. Excellent. Now we've got to undo that. There we go. Undo the rest of these. I guess if I absolutely have to, I could remove the studs from the head, but that poses a whole lot of other risks too. And a lot of the times the steel head bolt into an alloy head, they don't like to be moved around very much. Something to do with dissimilar metals and all of that. They really bind up in there. I would be using power tools, but it's actually fairly late at night in the suburbs in Melbourne, so don't really want to upset the neighbours any more than I usually do. And hand tools are just fine for what I'm doing here. Alright, moment of truth. Yep, exactly what I thought was going to happen. Okay. Yeah, so we're not out of the woods yet. I'll stick a tiny socket on these studs and we'll see if they're going to come out. I don't have much hope in that. We'll give it a try. smaller than that, so 6 mil. Oh, okay. If the rest of them do that, then we're going to be in luck tonight. Well, with this anyway. Alright. And come on, lucky last. And it didn't pull the cylinder head out with it. Excellent. As long as the rest of these follow suit. Beautiful. Another winner. And perfect. All right, no damage to the cylinder head bolt threads. And we'll reuse that one, nothing wrong with that. All right, perfect. So I'll tip a bit more water in it and we'll have a look exactly where this leak's coming from. Yep, so it looks like that Welsh plug is the cause of all my trouble. Well, not all my trouble, but the trouble with this car. It must have a pinhole somewhere. Very strange how that's started to leak, but it's good in that I reckon I will be able to punch that Welsh plug out, probably find one the right size, a brass one, and we'll punch a new one in there. And that's going to save me from doing a water pump job on an engine that I'm not going to use that long. So I just brought you back here. So I went to go punch this Welsh plug out. Yeah, she's paper thin. You can see there that it's just collapsing. So yeah, I'll get that out the rest of the way, and I'll bring you back when that's in my hand. Alright boys and girls, looks like I've had some success here. So managed to knock this out. And there it is there. So for some reason it's just been eaten away. It almost looks like stainless steel, so it's probably not, but yeah, I don't understand why that's done that, but that's definitely where my leak was coming from. Probably hasn't had coolant changes as regularly as it should have. So hopefully the rest of those Welsh plugs are not going to let go too soon. But I'll go and see if I can find a Welsh plug of that size. And I mean, it's Saturday night right now, so I'm not going to find anything right now. But I'll measure it up and we'll see what size it is, and we'll come back at a later date and I'll finish putting it all together, and hopefully I can have my Supra back on the road. Alright, thanks for watching. See ya.